Our story begins on the 22nd of June 2004, where history is about to witness the most expensive wedding ever recorded. As twilight embraces the opulent Palace of Versailles, the grand gates of this iconic stronghold of European royalty, once reserved for kings and queens, first yield to an engagement ceremony, ripe with centuries of regal allure. As day turned to night, guests were ushered to the acclaimed Jardin des Tuileries, a historic stage once graced by Napoleon Bonaparte's imperial displays and grand military parades. Under Napoleon's reign, the Tuileries had evolved into a symbol of European power and opulence. But tonight, this Napoleonic monument played host to Indian chefs, flown in from all over the world, conjuring a feast of extraordinary splendor as a tribute to the bride and groom. Yet this was merely the beginning of a nearly week-long celebration of unmatched luxury. Over 6 dazzling days, around 1,500 illustrious attendees from myriad fields congregated to bask in the wedding's glow. Just the entertainment alone was a constellation of stars. Kylie Minogue illuminated the stage for half an hour at a price of £200,000, while Bollywood royalty Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan graced the festivities with their presence. Adding a uniquely personal touch, Javed Akhtar's specially penned play was performed by the wedding's host family themselves, weaving an intimate layer into the grandeur. But the crowning moment occurred at the 17th century chateau of Vaux-le-Vicomte, where its baroque elegance hosted a traditional Indian mandap constructed by master artisans from India. The gardens were transformed into a fantasy realm of life-sized fiberglass elephants and opulent pink drapery. And the groom's arrival on horseback, along with the bride's fairy tale carriage ride, were followed by a lavish banquet and a breathtaking fireworks display launched from the Eiffel Tower. For the Mittal family, led by the legendary steel tycoon Laksmi Mittal, this was not merely a wedding, but a resplendent proclamation of their legacy, a mesmerizing fusion of traditional Indian opulence with Western grandeur, setting a new zenith for extravagance. In today's episode, we'll explain exactly how the Mittal family of India could not only take over the European steel industry with such finesse, but how they could do it in a style that rivaled the most legendary European royalty, as we describe. The Mittals, the Indian family who own Europe's steel industry. The Mittal family's fortune is so colossal, it's practically a Bollywood blockbuster of modern finance. Imagine a net worth of 14 billion Great British pounds, or around 18 billion US dollars. And that's just the opening scene. You see, the centerpiece of their empire is ArcelorMittal, a steel conglomerate that dwarfs most competitors. In fact, it's the world's second largest steelmaker, and by far the largest in Europe. Valued at 72 billion pounds, or $94 billion for you Yanks, it's the heavyweight champ of steelmaking outside of China, and the Mittals own a 38% slice of this mammoth. But steel isn't their only game. The family also holds a 41% stake in Aperam, another industrial heavyweight, because when you're in the Mittal family, it's clear that success comes in sprawling, ambitious packages. Now, onto the real estate, a domain where the Mittals' taste is as grand as their bank accounts. Laksmi Mittal, the reigning family patriarch, boasts a property portfolio that's valued at over £400 million, and his London residence in Kensington is nothing short of a masterpiece of luxury living. This 12-bedroom marvel features Turkish baths, an indoor pool, and marble imported from the same quarry that supplied the Taj Mahal. So Versailles isn't the only palace this iconic family likes to poach their prestige from. And let's not forget Aditya Mittal, the heir apparent and CEO of ArcelorMittal. He calls an 11-bedroom mansion on Bishop's Avenue home. Purchased for a staggering £117 million in 2008, this property sits comfortably on London's Billionaires' Row, surrounded by some of the city's most exclusive addresses. But the Mittal's real estate empire stretches far beyond London. Lakshmi also owns a £20 million colonial bungalow in New Delhi, because when you have this level of wealth, one grand residence per continent is merely a starting point. Now let's talk cars. Laksmi Mittal's collection is nothing short of impressive, having amassed nearly 20 vehicles, one for nearly every day of the month. His fleet includes a Porsche Boxster for those moments when speed and style are essential, and a Mercedes-Benz C-Class for understated luxury. It's not just a car collection, it's a rolling statement of success. But why stop at cars when you can have an RV that's the envy of even the most extravagant road trippers? The Mittals RV, known as the Palace on Wheels, is a marvel of mobile luxury. With a bedroom, living room, fully functioning bathroom and even a garage, it's more opulent than most people's homes. And when it comes to nautical adventures, the Mittal family has a 360-foot yacht that costs a cool £200 million, and running it costs an additional £15 million annually. Furthermore, for those who think a private jet is merely an indulgence, consider the Mittals Gulfstream G550. This airborne luxury liner ensures they travel the world in style, free from the hassles of commercial flying. No lines, no waits, just seamless, opulent travel. All this raises a tantalizing question. How did the Mittal family amass such a staggering fortune? To uncover the origins of their immense wealth, we need to turn our gaze to the vibrant subcontinent of India. To grasp how the steel behemoth that is the Mittal family first emerged, let's rewind to their origins and the story behind their illustrious name. The name Mittal, unmistakably rooted in Indian soil, hails from the north-central region and Punjab, areas known for their sharp business instincts and trading finesse. And historically, Punjab and Rajasthan have been hubs of commerce, churning out influential business figures who have molded not only India's economic landscape, but also cast a significant shadow beyond its borders. The Mittal surname thus likely finds its roots in the Sanskrit word mitra, translating to friend or ally, a fitting moniker for a family that has forged robust business alliances and left an unforgettable mark on the steel industry. Now, the Mittals are part of the Marwari community, originating from the Marwar region of Rajasthan. Marwaris have long been celebrated for their business prowess and entrepreneurial spirit, and their impact on India's economy is substantial, with Marwari businessmen commanding up to a quarter of the economic activity during their peak in the 1990s. This success is said to be attributed to their cohesive social networks, financial acumen, and a readiness to explore business prospects beyond their traditional homelands. In that spirit, Laksmi Mittal was born in Sadalpur, a town in the Shekhawati region, on the 15th of June 1950, and this was a transformative era for India, freshly independent and diving headlong into rapid industrialization. Sadalpur, like many regions, was adjusting to the shifting economic landscape, a time when traditional business communities, including the Marwaris, began to explore new opportunities outside their traditional territories. Then, later in the 1950s, the Mittal family made a strategic move from Sadalpur to Kolkata, formerly Calcutta, the pulsating capital of West Bengal. At the time, Kolkata was a hive of commercial activity and offered numerous prospects for ambitious entrepreneurs, and it was in this dynamic city that Lakshmi's father, Mohanlal Mittal, set up a steel mill. Indeed, it was a move that proved to be forward-thinking, as India's burgeoning economy required substantial steel supplies for infrastructure and industrial growth. Now young Lakshmi threw himself into the family business, balancing his role at the mill with his education, and this combination provided him with invaluable hands-on experience in steel production, while also solidifying his theoretical understanding of commerce. Lakshmi Mittal's academic path then took him to St. Xavier's College in Kolkata, renowned for its rigorous standards and prestigious reputation. Pursuing a Bachelor of Commerce degree, he excelled, graduating with first-class honors in 1970, an achievement that would pave the way for his future successes in the business arena. Therefore, Mittal's early years seemed conventional. He went to college, supported his father in the family business, and never faced severe financial hardship. However, the trajectory that followed would catapult him to extraordinary heights, far surpassing the dreams he might have harbored as a child. Now, Lakshmi Mittal's entry into the commercial steel arena might have seemed like a scene from a classic underdog story, but with a plot twist. In 1976, he set up shop in Sidoarjo, Indonesia, launching Ispat International, a venture sparked by restrictive steel quotas in India that threatened to stifle his aspirations. And at 26, Mittal was a fresh-faced entrepreneur, holding the bare bones of experience compared to the industry's veterans. Yet, armed with insights from his father's mill and a business degree, he dove headfirst into the venture. Now, from the get-go, Ispat International was far from a cash cow. It took several grueling months to turn a profit, but Mittal's inventive strategies, including cutting production costs while ramping up output, began to pay off. With his first success under his belt, Mittal's sights shifted to acquisitions, and his formula was straightforward. Acquire underperforming plants, revamp them, and use the newfound profits to fuel further expansion. The first big win came in 1989 with the acquisition of a struggling state-owned steel plant in Trinidad and Tobago. While the plant was deep in the red, Mittal saw it as a bargain opportunity. True to form, he overhauled its operations, slashing costs and improving efficiency until the plant was on solid ground. Rolling forward, the 90s saw Mittal's strategy expand as he scooped up plants in Mumbai, Nagpur, and Pune, along with international sites in Mexico, Canada, Kazakhstan, Germany, France, Romania, and South Africa. Then came 1995's dramatic acquisition, a steel plant in Cork, Ireland. Here, Mittal's mission was clear: to turn the beleaguered plant into a profitable entity. Unfortunately, this chapter did not unfold as planned. By 2001, the Cork plant was shuttered, leaving over 400 workers jobless. However, this was but a minor setback in Mittal's broader rise to power. As the new millennium dawned, Mittal's empire was flourishing beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Still, Mittal's appetite for growth was insatiable. The pivotal moment that took the Mittal family from just plain rich to wealthy came in 2004 when Ispat International merged with L&M Holdings, marking the birth of Mittal Steel. This consolidation only increased Mittal's manufacturing footprint, but the real game-changer was yet to come. In 2006, Mittal seized the opportunity to acquire Arcelor, then the world's largest steel producer by turnover. Despite Arcelor's initial rejection and a prolonged standoff with Luxembourg's government, Mittal's relentless pursuit led to a hostile takeover, and the merger was eventually sanctioned. Thus, ArcelorMittal was born. And under Mittal's leadership, ArcelorMittal expanded aggressively. In 2011, it took control of the Baffinland iron ore mine in Canada, securing critical raw materials. The following year, an impressive £600 million automotive steel plant in China bolstered the company's steel production and share value. By 2018, ArcelorMittal clinched a major victory with the acquisition of SR Steel, a giant in the Indian market, further cementing its dominant position. Today, ArcelorMittal stands as the largest steel producer outside China, churning out over 58 million tons of steel annually. Yet the Mittal family's name has been marred by a series of ethical lapses that have pushed their public reputation into troubled waters. Despite their high-profile status, controversies have become a recurring theme, casting a long shadow over their corporate empire. For a start, take the revelations between 2004 and 2010, when over 100 workers perished in Mittal's Kazakhstan mines. This grim statistic sparked a debate about safety standards and whether the Mittals genuinely care about their workforce. Workers from these mines have alleged that conditions were so dire they resembled modern-day slavery. Although these accusations have largely been brushed aside, they've fueled criticism and tarnished the Mittal's public image further. And, in a twist of political intrigue, Mittal's dealings have also landed him in scandalous waters. In 2002, then Prime Minister Tony Blair sent a letter to the Romanian government, advocating for Mittal's acquisition of Romania's state-owned steel assets. This gesture of support raised eyebrows, especially when it was revealed that Mittal had donated £125,000 to Blair's Labour Party the previous year. What initially appeared as a straightforward contribution began to look like a calculated maneuver to secure business advantages under questionable pretenses. Additionally, the timing was particularly sensitive as Mittal Steel was aggressively competing against the UK steel industry, leading to significant job losses in a sector Blair had promised to protect. Most recently, Mittal has faced scrutiny over his company's involvement in the Ukraine conflict. Reports indicate that since the war began, ArcelorMittal has ramped up its importation of Russian crude oil. The conflict has driven down oil prices from Russia, allowing Mittal to cut costs and boost profits. However, the optics of such a strategy, especially during an ongoing conflict, have painted the family in a less than flattering light. Yet there is little doubt that this family's business acumen and financial skill is something to be glanced upon with curious eyes, and there's much to learn. In the next chapter, we'll dive into what the next generation of Mittal family members are up to with regard to keeping the legacy going. At 74, Laksmi Mittal is orchestrating the final act of his public saga, gradually passing the baton of his steel empire to the next generation. And while he remains at the helm as executive chairman, his wife Usha and their children are stepping into prominent roles. Additionally, his wife played a key role in establishing the Usha Mittal Institute of Technology in Mumbai, aside from championing various philanthropic initiatives. This all-women's university has disrupted the status quo of women's education in India, annually enrolling about 50,000 students. Thus, the institute is reshaping educational prospects for women, opening doors that had long remained closed. Now, Aditya Mittal, Lakshmi's eldest and heir apparent, was born on the 22nd of January 1976. Raised in the steel-centric family with a global perspective, his early years in India and Indonesia led him to Jakarta International School and then to the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, where he earned a degree in economics in 1996. And his initial career foray at Credit Suisse First Boston Bank, though promising, was short-lived. Therefore, by 1997, he had joined Mittal Steel, the family business, and made an immediate impact in the mergers and acquisitions department. By 1999, he was leading the department, instrumental in the company's ambitious growth strategy. But the crowning achievement of Aditya's career came in 2006 with the transformative merger of Mittal Steel and Arcelor, creating ArcelorMittal. Certainly, this deal was a game-changer for the global steel industry, significantly boosting the company's market influence, and Aditya's role in this merger highlighted his strategic prowess and cemented his reputation as a heavyweight in the industry. His philanthropic efforts are notable as well. In 2008, Aditya and his wife Megha Mittal made headlines with a £15 million donation to Great Ormond Street Hospital. And this substantial contribution funded the Mittal Children's Medical Centre, inaugurated by the Duchess of Cambridge in 2018, marking one of the hospital's largest private donations. Aditya and Megha, the former owner of German fashion brand Escada, reside in London with their 3 children, and his sister, Vanisha Mittal Bhatia, also plays a significant role in the family's business empire. She was born in August 1980, and after obtaining a Bachelor of Sciences from the European Business School in London, she began her journey in the family business in 2004. Initially joining the board of L&M Holdings, Vanisha transitioned to the board of Mittal Steel post-merger, where she has been pivotal in several strategic decisions, including the development of the Total Cost of Ownership program. Currently, Vanisha serves as Chief Strategy Officer at Aperam, and her strategic acumen has significantly propelled Aperam's growth, underlining her ability to lead and innovate within the steel sector. Therefore, in the evolving landscape of the Mittal empire, Vanisha's role continues to be integral. Working alongside Aditya, she plays a crucial role in navigating the future of the Mittal business, contributing significantly to its ongoing success and expansion. Furthermore, Vanisha's personal life, especially her 2004 wedding to British Indian businessman Amit Bhatia, described at the beginning of this video, remains a noteworthy highlight. Thus, this family's story is a dramatic contrast between unparalleled fortune and opulence and persistent controversy over worker treatment. Their business brilliance and extravagant lifestyle shine brightly, yet there may be some darker aspects the family will have to grapple with in the future. And now, we'd like to see you in the comments. What is your opinion of the Mittal family's story? Are they a lovely example of shrewd business skills leading to wonderfully outsized success, or are they too controversial to be admired? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to leave a sentence or two. We look forward to hearing from you, and thanks again for joining us for another episode. And cheers until next time.